The air was sharp, brittle, a kind of autumn night where leaves crunched underfoot and the wind snatched at exposed skin. It was the sort of night where trouble huddled indoors, tucked under quilt, leaving the cold to those with nowhere else to go. Except at the corner of Main and Elm Street stood Old Man Hemlock's house, dark and silent except for the flickering light spilling from a window on the second floor. Inside that room, curled on the edge of a mattress, sat a figure cloaked in shadow. Even from afar, the hunched shoulders and the tangle of white hair on the pillow were unmistakable. Elias Hemlock, the last Hagstone, sat alone, waiting. He had waited centuries, enduring loneliness and stagnation, watching the world change while he remained the same. He'd seen kings rise and fall, and Millbrook change from a forest village to a town to a city, and then back to a sleepy town again. He'd seen trends and technology cycle again and again, each new iteration younger, louder, faster than the last. And through it all, he'd waited. Each year, he sent out one of his familiars, shape-shifting cats, who collected news of his distant family. The Hagstones, descendants he hadn't seen since they scattered centuries ago. Each year, he received word of another life ended, another tragedy, another sacrifice to keep their bloodline hidden. And each year, he waited. But this year would be different. This year, his familiar brought him a lifeline. The boy had tracked the scent of magic to Old Man Hemlock's house and begged to stay, offering his life as payment for whatever debt his ancestors owed. Eli had accepted, taken the boy in, and trained him, taught him about magic, control, and responsibility. And he'd waited. Now, with their combined power, they'd been tracking a new lead. A witch living in the nearby city of New Salem, another descendant of the Hagstone bloodline. This witch was different, more powerful than most. She'd managed to live openly, even befriending the police chief, and had become influential in the area. She was also being hunted. Every time Eli and Max got close, her magic would flicker and fade, like a candle struggling against the wind. So they'd returned to New Salem for answers. Standing on the porch of her Victorian mansion, the boy shifted uncomfortably. Should I knock? Patience, child. We must catch her unaware, Eli said, pulling a small silver bell from his pocket. We'll simply slip inside, say hello, and she'll be none the wiser. Max swallowed. Are you sure? Her magic is strong, Uncle Eli. What if she won't hurt you, child? You have more power than you realize. They stepped onto the porch, and Eli gave the bell a gentle pull. It sang softly, barely audible above the wind. He took a deep breath and reached for the doorknob. Behind them, in the overgrown weeds of the front yard, a black cat twitched its tail, watching the house. Its emerald eyes gleamed like polished gems in the darkness. Inside, perched on a velvet cushion next to a roaring fireplace, sat Esme, the witch of New Salem. She was beautiful, elegant, her graying red hair piled on top of her head like a crown. In front of her sat an ornately carved wooden box, the source of the magic Max and Eli had tracked, the reason she'd come to this house all those years ago. The box was a relic from her ancestors, the only physical trace of their magic. And if she couldn't replenish it, she'd lose the only magic she'd ever known. A knock at the door startled her. She glanced at the box, then at the window where the full moon hung like a watchful eye. Tonight wasn't a good night for visitors, especially not unannounced ones. Who could it be? She murmured, standing to peer out the window. She saw an old man with a gnarled cane and a boy with wary eyes, standing together on her porch. "Well, isn't this awkward?" she said, turning to the box. "Looks like you're getting a refill." She opened the door and forced a smile. "Good evening." "Your magic is impressive, child," said the old man. "I am Elias Hemlock, and this is my nephew, Max. How did you know I had magic?" "My nephew tracked it. Yours is a rare gift, one that needs protection." "Protection?" Esme scoffed. "From what? My neighbors adore me. I'm practically royalty around here." "The world changes, child, and not for the better. Magic is dangerous, and many fear what they don't understand." "Then let them fear," Esme said dismissively. "They're nothing to me." "Pride comes before the fall," Eli said ominously. "Why don't you come with me? I can teach you control, responsibility, true power. And what would I gain by coming with you? Knowledge, power, acceptance among your own people." Esme considered him, a calculating look on her face. She turned to Max. "And what would I be learning from you?" "Everything I know, child," Max said earnestly. "I could teach you so much. We could do so much together." Esme said thoughtfully. "Very well. Let's hear what you have to say." Later that night, after dinner, Max and Eli stood on the porch, watching the moon climb higher in the sky. "I think she'll come," Max said hopefully. "She's a fighter, just like you, Uncle Eli. She won't let those bigots bring her down. She's strong, yes, but she's also proud, stubborn. I think she wants to stand against the darkness alone. Then we'll give her that choice," Eli said, smiling. "We'll see her again soon enough, child. And when we do, she have a decision to make." Max nodded slowly, understanding dawning in his eyes. Just like with everyone else, she chose to be on her own. "Let her," Eli whispered, a hint of sadness in his voice. All we can do is offer her a chance. The rest is up to her. Back inside, Esme paced anxiously, the relic box clutched in her arms. She had never felt such raw power so close, the presence of real magic thrumming through the house. It was intoxicating, terrifying. Suddenly, a crash from downstairs made her jump. She raced to the window and peered out to see two figures rummaging through her things. One was tall and thin, the other shorter, stouter. "Uncle Eli," Max cried, spotting them. "They're attacking her," Esme whispered urgently, snatching up a candlestick. "What do we do?" "Do what I tell you," Eli hissed. Quickly, as the boys fought downstairs, the smell of ozone and burning wood filled the air. Curses and grunts echoed through the house as furniture overturned and glass shattered. Suddenly, a wild, untamed magic erupted from Esme, hurling the men backward. She stumbled, the box falling from her grasp. A bolt of lightning arced through the window, striking the mantelpiece. The room crackled with power. Esme gasped, scrambling for the box. She picked it up, clutching it tight. "Stop," she cried. "Please stop." All around her, the wind outside seemed to moan in sympathy. Eli hurried to her side, helping her to her feet. "You mustn't fight, child. You'll drain yourself." "I was scared," she whispered, tears brimming in her eyes. "Of what?" "Of showing them who you truly are." "Yes," she choked out. "I am not like them. I'm a freak." "You are not a freak, child. You are powerful. The world just doesn't understand yet." He helped her open the box. Inside, nestled on velvet, lay a delicate silver pendant, shaped like a crescent moon. "This," Eli said, holding it up. "This will help you focus, regain control." "Thank you," she whispered, taking it. As dawn broke, painting the sky with hues of pink and orange, Eli stood on the porch watching Esme wave goodbye. She clutched the box and pendant close, a determined set to her shoulders. "Will she come back?" asked quietly. "In time," Eli whispered, "she come to understand." For now, they had done all they could. The rest was up to her. And as the sun rose higher in the sky, casting long shadows across the lawn, Eli and Max disappeared into the woods, leaving the witch of New Salem to her new dawn.